I was passing by, my mother called me in, and she said to me, you better take time in life. Take time in life, mother, take time in life, mother, take time in life, you've got a far ways to go.
Over the years, Northfield has lost the hotel and the chateau, and these were decisions that were made by people that don't live in Northfield and made outside of Northfield, and it was sort of like losing the heritage of Northfield. We lost those landmarks.
Father, take time in life, you've got a far ways to go.
And this is an opportunity for the town of Northfield to decide about its own history.
I think there is some issues about maintaining Northfield, and I totally respect that. Again, as a social studies teacher, I think what makes this town unique is his historical value. As you drive down Main Street, anybody I talk to outside the state, outside this area, because I teach in New Hampshire, they say they love driving down Northfield, and I understand that. I mean, I to a certain degree respect what these people want to do. They want to restore this bridge. Great. But let's take care of these other issues first.
We see it as something that will help transform Northfield, make it a better place to live and an exciting place to come and visit.
We need some more businesses. We need a gas station. It's been very negative about business coming in. So if they think this bridge is going to do it, I just can't see that.
Schell Memorial Bridge is a significant monument to a colorful and active era in the history of Northfield, Massachusetts, a Connecticut River town known for 2 miles of colonial and neoclassical homes fronting on Main Street. One such visitor and avid follower of Dwight L. Moody was Francis Schell, a wealthy capitalist from New York who began to visit Northfield in 1890.
Mr. Schell, Francis Schell, was an admirer of Moody. And in the days when he first started coming to Northfield, there was a railroad bridge with, underneath that bridge, there was a wooden, wood-covered second layer of road. And people who got off the train, came by carriage across the river, came under the railroad tracks in this covered section of bridge. So if a train came at the time, the horse might bolt and gallop away, or the smoke and cinders and so forth from the train. So Mr. Schell didn't like that, and as has been mentioned, proposed at the turn of the last century to build a bridge.
Schell built a grand chateau in 1901 to supply suitable lodging for his wealthy visitors as he lavishly entertained his friends. In 1901, to provide a way for Northfield visitors to cross the Connecticut River in grander style than riding beneath a smoking train, Francis Schell donated $60,000 to the town for a bridge that would connect the banks of East and West Northfield.
The bridge itself was something that was really needed by the town, and Francis Schell offered to build the bridge for the town, and pay for the building of the bridge for the town. He had the money to build this bridge because he had just inherited his father and 2 uncles had died, and he had inherited a great deal of money.
Schell Bridge was built in 1903 to connect East and West Northfield, providing a means for railroad travelers arriving from all over the world to reach their destinations in East Northfield.
It really was built during the railroad era, and when the many railroads were built, and there was a lot more tourism, people coming from the cities, and there was a railroad station on the other side of the river, and they needed to be able to get people back over onto this side, especially after the Northfield School was built. Northfield School was called the Northfield Seminary at that time.
In the late 19th century and early 20th century, thousands of travelers journeyed to Northfield to attend the religious conferences started by the noted evangelist Dwight L. Moody.
This was a cross point for railroading in New England. The main railroad traffic from Canada to the coast, and the junctions that were in Greenfield and Springfield, which people then went to Boston and up the coast, or west to Albany, Buffalo, Chicago, California.
At the height of the era, up to 40 trains a day stopped at the East Northfield train station, which was actually in West Northfield.
This was a major rail link. There were 45 trains a day that came through Northfield, and Northfield actually had 4 train stations. The train station on the other side of the river, which is West Northfield, but in Northfield we always called it the East Northfield Station, was the way that people came and crossed the bridge and went to these summer conferences. The records will show that even the President of the United States came for one of the activities here, crossed the Schell Bridge after getting off the train on the station on the other side of the river. And that would be true of people from all over the world, literally came across that bridge.
In less than a decade, beginning in 1879, Moody had founded Northfield Seminary, where the conferences were held, Mount Hermon School, and the Northfield Hotel, which attracted scores of visitors.
Thousands of people came to Northfield. There were tents on the Northfield campus, the girls' school campus. Folks came and stayed in the tents, in the dormitories. They stayed in homes up and down the streets of Northfield. And the bridge was the way that people came to Northfield.
In the beginning, it was also a way for Northfield townspeople to walk to school, go to store, and drive to visit friends. Northfield became internationally known as a destination for spiritual renewal and recreation.
As a family, we came to Northfield summers. I followed my parents into the ministry, lived in different parts of the country, but always came back to Northfield, and that bridge was always a part of the celebration of being here. So in 1928 or 29, they built a cottage here in Northfield, and the family spent summers here, with my folks being involved in the conferences, which brought people literally from all over the world. In world Christianity, Northfield was a very, very special word.
Designed by noted engineer Edward S. Shaw, the Schell Memorial Bridge is a magnificent example of an elegant cantilever steel truss bridge. It is the third oldest of 5 known Pennsylvania truss bridges and represents a unique variation of a Pennsylvania truss.
One of the interesting things about that bridge is that it's those bearings at either end, so that the bridge is designed to take a heavy load in the center of the bridge. It evens it out. And it's a very unique bridge architecturally. In fact, now in the Library of Congress American Memory section, so that you can go in and search on Schell Bridge and you come up with, I think it's about a 25-page report from the Historic American Engineering Record from early 1900s with a description of it and the sketches. But they just put the most memorable things in there, so that's kind of exciting.